Hello, my name is Jonas Mikkel, and this is my Lab 3 presentation for the Black Hole Project. To start off this project, our objective is finding the mass of a black hole, which is found by analyzing a star's movement, which has a given mass that is orbiting around the black hole, and then calculating the net force, which can also be seen as change in momentum between the two objects. This information can be seen on the right side, which I use Newton's second law of motion, which contains the momentum principle, which was used for the majority of this project. Also underneath is the gravity constant, which is used in later code. So some basic physics principles and formula that I used was net force can also be seen as equal to change in momentum, dp over dt, instead of mass times change in velocity over time. So to find the net force, aka change in momentum, we have to find parallel momentum and perpendicular momentum separately, which in turn, adding them together, gives you change in momentum, shown on the bottom. So what does it mean? What is the difference between net force and change in momentum if they can equal each other? So to find net force, we need mass, and in terms of this equation and this experiment, we had to find the black hole's mass. That is why we turned to finding the change in momentum, which uses relative position, velocity, and momentum of another object to find the total, which in turn was the star and the black hole. So going over my GlowScript code, we inserted a seed, which was my Georgia Tech email, which was a randomizer, which was used for the star's position, which then moved to using the gravitational constant, which I listed earlier in the slides, and the mass of the star, which was given to us. And delta t, the change in time, was the interval given to us 1 day, which is 86,400 seconds, which is 1 day. And below is the calculation of velocity. So for the calculation loop below, we found initial velocity and final velocity, which was then used to find initial momentum and final momentum, multiplying the star's mass with initial velocity and final velocity. We then found the change in velocity and change in momentum by subtracting the final versions of both with their initial, which was then calculated by dividing change in momentum over change in time. This gives you change in momentum, which is also equal to net force. So we then turn to finding dp dt parallel, which gives you the net force of the parallel plane. We then solved for the perpendicular portion of it, which gives you perpendicular force. In turn, by finding the mass of the black hole, we are able to fill in the rest of the code and give us a video seen as such. That is a star orbiting around. Orange is the gravity. And there we go. Listed below is the black hole's mass. This was then used to find what would we do if a spaceship wanted to orbit around the black hole. So by using the gravity force equation on the left, gravity constant times mass 1 and mass 2 over the distance squared, we use this equation to find the net force on the planet from the black hole and the net force on the planet from the ship. Adding these together gives you the net force of the planet. In turn, did the same thing for the ship and did the black hole's force on the ship and the planet's force on the ship, which adding these together gives us the total force on the ship. And then by updating the position update formula and the velocity update formula, we were able to get a graph that nearly missed the black hole, but was able to orbit between the black hole and the planet without crashing into either. Thank you for watching my presentation.